maybe the nerves may set in with some of the youngsters on this Wigan outfit. And it's going to be a big night for this fella as well, the Australian Ashley Klein.
Well, I've been wondering all the way through the winter and the back end of last year what on earth has happened to Ashley Klein, because he got the Referee of the Year award last year and we have hardly seen sight and the sound of him since. He's back out here tonight and he's the best man for the job.
It certainly is, Eddie. It was amazing. Maybe he got a round the world trip for winning it. Who knows?
The Catalan Dragons, in the shape of Laurent Freycinou.
That was forward, and he's picked up.
Get this underway, and yes, it is a forward pass.
Forward.
Well,
and O'Loughlin looks bemused.
Well, he shouldn't
the
be.
referee gives head and feed, and it's a mile forward.
Why on earth? Now, we'd spoke about perhaps Wigan could be a little bit nervous. Just overrun it. Should not have released it.
Come around.
How's that for a nervous start for the Wigan outfit?
O'Loughlin's ball to Paliacina was forward. The scrum will go down. The referee anxious that it is formed properly, and he wants a little word with Scott Logan as Mr. Klein.
Second row is unlocked bind. Head in, Ian. Stay in, Joel.
So what a chance here for Stacey Jones and company to set this crowd alight. Here is Sean Rudder for the Catalan Dragons. They're 10 metres away from the Wigan line. Freycinou is the dummy half, and on the charge comes Adel Felous. That's good tackling though by the Wigan defence. And it was Paliacina and O'Loughlin who were leading the way. There's the little magician. Stacey Jones versus Rudder. The ball is out wide. There's a chance here. They're in for the first try. Mark Hughes. Mark Hughes has got the first try. The Catalan Dragons. Wow, what a start. A banana skin for Wigan, we thought perhaps. And Catalan Dragons, courtesy of the try in the corner from Mark Hughes, formerly with the Newcastle Knights. They are off to a flyer.
And it was a tremendous effort by the winger as well. He had to go into the corner and he reached out. It's always very difficult. Seen many a player spring their shoulder by doing that. But he obviously has upper body strength. What a finish. Good link. Stacey used the dummy runner, coming back on the inside. Hesitation. Calderwood was beaten. That was a great try. It all came about from this basic error from the captain, Sean O'Loughlin, and from the scrum base. Beautiful stuff. Combination of Rudder and Jones, and that's all you expect from a winger. And it has sent this crowd absolutely bananas.
And Freycinou, the man named at fullback, 26 French caps, more than 100 points at test level for his country. And he has the opportunity to add the extras from the touchline. It's on its way. Oh, off the post. Almost the perfect start. Mark Hughes, though, the man who won 3 State of Origin caps for New South Wales in 2001. It's Catalan 4, it's Wigan 0.
Super stuff. We spoke before the game, Eddie, in regards to would the combination between Rudder and Jones work. Well, it certainly did there, and what a finish.
Phil Clark, we said it could be an embarrassing night for Wigan. It might be, and that's out on the fall. It's going from bad to worse.
It is, and I suppose the one thing that the Wigan coach Jim Millwall wouldn't want was for the Dragons to get in front, the crowd to lift, the whole atmosphere to drive on the French side. And that's exactly what's happening. It's been a disastrous first 3 minutes for Wigan, and a test here now of the character of the side. Early in the season, can they cope with a few decisions going against them?
Great work there from Justin Murphy. He plonked his foot over the line, which means that the ball, when he caught it, was out on the full. That's why the Catalan side had the penalty on halfway. That's why they're in possession, and that's why Chris Beattie has just felt a fearsome challenge from the Wigan defenders. Here is Stacey Jones.
Well, that's the second one of the big fella Paliacina has put out there. David Waite will be pleased with that. Obviously, it is the dream start.
Everything revolves around Stacey Jones. Rudder gets the ball away. There's a chance here. Oh, they're in touch. In touch in the shape of Teddy Sadoui. And it was desperate Wigan defence, and that was nearly the second try.
Well, what they've got to realise, that they've got to mark up to it. It was not the best attempt from Brett Dallas on the big centre. Sadoui nearly squeezed in at the corner. Boy, wouldn't he have loved that?
March the 27th, 1996, Paris Saint-Germain kicked off Super League against the Sheffield Eagles. And they won in front of almost 18,000 in Paris, a momentous occasion. And boy, this has started off in the best possible manner as the French come back to the competition again. But of course the Wigan supporters won't be thinking that right now.
Well, it's up to Wigan to just close things down slightly. Make good position so that when they do get to the kick, they can get a good kick and chase. But the defence is pretty solid.
95 reporters are here tonight, as Bill said, more than they get in the Challenge Cup final. And one of them has to collect the votes from his colleagues and name the man of the match. And the man of the match tonight will go home with the Gillette Sports Pack. Dave Hadfield, I bet you've all come thinking you're going to give it to Wigan. You might have to think again.
Yes, we might have to have a rethink on that, the way it started. It's one of the great truths of rugby league, isn't it, that one player doesn't make a team. But Stacey Jones, he's come close for club and country to disproving that at times. The Dragons need him to be an inspirational figure tonight, to bring on players like Jamal Fekir, the exciting young French second rower. When they asked for this game, as they did, they're probably thinking of last season's Wigan team. They're a lot stronger this season for the return of players like O'Loughlin and Yafita Paliacina as a newcomer there. But it's ironic that the two of them should be involved in the mistake that gave the Catalans such a flying start to the match.
Well, Wigan get a very dubious penalty here off Ashley Klein. I know that he has to regain his feet and play the ball, but O'Loughlin was all over Rinaldi then.
Well, he was still hanging on to it. It should have been a penalty the other way around. Very fortunate. But what about the hit? Oh, and a swinging arm from Scott Logan. Certainly made its mark on the winger, Justin Murphy. He felt that.
Here's Paliacina again for Wigan. Mickey Hyam in at dummy half. It's the first time really that the French line has been threatened here. That's a great ball. Dennis Moran, and he's cracked to the ground. Just short of the line. Quickly played the ball to Hyam. It comes wide. And Violicki howls on somehow, but the defence must have... Oh, and there's a chance for Dallas. I don't think has that been touched down. It's the first opportunity for the video ref to have a say in proceedings here tonight, and Dave Campbell is the man. Did Brett Dallas get this ball down?
I think he might.
Oh,
he has, yeah. Did the left arm hit the whitewash? No, it's down all right. What a finish. It was touched by a Catalan player. It would have gone back to 6. This will be TRY.
Or Martak, as Phil told us last night. It's a TRY though. It's a British speller on the big screen, Steve-O, not Martak.
Eddie, I struggle with it.
Brett Dallas, first try of the season. He's now too shy of 100 for Wigan. And this is just what Ian Millwood and company wanted.
And it was wonderful work by the hooker, Mickey Hyam. That's the reason why Ian Millwood wanted to snatch this guy away, and what a finish. It was pretty good from Hughes, the first try for Catalan, but this is excellent stuff. They forced it. Great stuff, great finish. We're in for a real treat if they keep this ball alive like we've seen in the opening minutes. That is a great effort. There were plenty of players there. He knows a way to the line, this fella. And boy, what a relief for the Wigan side. They were shaky.
Eddie, you know, Steve-O spoke about the size of this pitch before the match. Both sides using the full width at the moment to score tries. Wide out on the left wing, and I suspect as the game goes on, that'll continue even more, because Wigan are a skillful side, wanting to get the ball to the wings. And from what I've seen of the French side in a pre-season trial, they too like to move the ball around. It's got to be side to side, but they've got to make sure they go forward first.
Danny Tickle then, he hasn't missed a Super League game for Wigan since July 2003. Can he add the extras? He's hit the post as well. John Keir, what a start to this match here in the south of France.
Well, it's been sensational, hasn't it, Eddie? I mean, top work by the Catalans, but then that just shows how incisive that the Wigan Warriors are. Good chance of taking it.
John, there was the penalty that put them in this position. They went punched upfield and then needed to move out wide to left as the Dragons' defence crept in up infield.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, isn't it, Phil, that perhaps one of the talking points will be Ashley Klein's, shall we say, contentious decision of the play of the ball when the Catalans were in possession. But great finish by Brett Dallas, nevertheless.
All square then here at the Aimé Giral Stadium, Perpignan in the south of France, and Beattie has been penalised for a high challenge there. And Scott Logan felt that. And maybe that was a little touch of afters, because Logan got a high shot in at the other end not long ago.
Eddie, you know, John Q will know all about that. His Hull side played against the Dragons just a couple of weeks ago in a pre-season trial, and that was the biggest mistake they made in the game, and it made the life so hard for them. The number of penalties they gave away, John, for high tackles.
Yeah, they put a lot of high shots in, and ultimately just gifting possession to the opposition, and you tend to make better use of it than that, though, because an error there from the Warriors wide out on their right-hand side, and it'll give the Catalans relief, shall we say, at this moment in time to get the ball back in their hands.
Fumbled by Danny Tickle, knock on, says the referee. What about these new, very tight Wigan jerseys that they're playing in? At the launch of Super League at Old Trafford last Monday, I noticed that Leeds are also in a very tight jersey. It looks as though they're almost sprayed on. Is this purely and simply so that the shirts can't be pulled and tugged by the opposition? Or is it a fashion statement?
No, you've got it spot on in the first instant, Eddie. They make sure that they can't be grappled to the ground, and it's a good idea.
I don't think we'll be buying any replica jerseys then, Steve-O, not with our figures.
I don't do they do triple X or 4X? I'm not right sure. Oh, that's a bad mistake.
Big
bad
error. It was. Fallouse was in the way, and Rinaldi is giving him a real talking to. At least they can speak French, those two.
Well, they don't mess around, do they? They're trying to blame each other when really they're both at fault. He was running through the dummy runner, and the hooker thought he was going to get it.
Remember that night in Paris all those years ago when the video referee was used for the very first time, and Maurice Lindsay, who is now the Wigan chairman, of course, he was the chief executive of the Rugby Football League at the time, and he said that some reporters came for a funeral and were forced to write about a party. It was a great quote that night, and they might be writing about another party here. Here's Scott Logan. That's a good ball and a great break here. And it is into the arms of Palliasina, and Palliasina's over for the second Wigan try, right under the sticks. Well, Wigan have responded. These young players and the experienced heads like Palliasina, they've really dug in deep. Tompkins it was with the break. Fantastic break from him. But Ifeka Palliasina, the New Zealand international, a major signing, bound to be a big crowd pleaser, and Wigan are ahead.
This was superb play by Wigan. It came up through. Tompkins very, very well indeed. Well, they bought this guy to stiffen up the pack.
It was Chris Ashton, by the way, Steve.
Sorry, Ashton.
I beg your pardon.
Ashton made the breakthrough, and then back on the inside. And if a prop forward's going to support like that, boy, he's going to have a great season. He's already put in 2 big hits, and then come up with a 4-pointer. Surely this will be turned into 6. Dennis Moran giving them the rounds of the kitchen.
Danny Tickle hit the post with his earlier effort, bang in front this time, and Tickle makes no mistake. And Wigan, having been 4 points down after just 1 minute, are now 10-4 ahead.
Eddie, you know, Wigan have spent money to make themselves a quicker team, because when they make breaks from deep, they want to be able to convert them into tries. Here's a great example. 50 metres out, they break the line, and they have players in support converting it into a try.
Great stuff from Palliasina.
Unbelievable, Eddie, to see that the speed from a big fella. But what a talent the full-back Chris Ashton is.
It was a wonderful break, wasn't it? Here they come again, and Beattie was a bit high once more and tried to slow the play, the ball down as Scott Logan hit the deck. Here's the try scorer once more. Beattie and Rinaldi with the tackling. Mickey Hyam scampers in at dummy half. And it's to Ashton again, and a good ball wide. And Mark Calderwood, first real touch for him with the football. Leading scorer in the Super League last year with the Leeds Rhinos, of course. And that is Pat Richards, the man brought in from Australia, the hero of the West Tigers grand final win last year. Oh, wonderful offload from Sean O'Loughlin.
Getting very busy in the hooker, Mickey Hyam, and that's causing all sorts of problems for the Catalan defence. It's a kick through.
It's a great kick. Oh, but it's very well watched by Freysinou. Harrison Hansen was chasing the loose ball, and Freysinou got there first.
Well, I'm not so sure that Hansen wasn't in an offside position when that little dink was kicked through. Got away with it.
Beattie and Logan is going to be a mighty tussle tonight. Catalan's trying to run the ball back through Ian Hindmarsh.
Eddie, Wigan have got up to another level since scoring that try. That set in possession, they moved the ball around, they advanced downfield, and a dangerous kick on the back of it.
The break down the wing here from Terry Sadoui. And Vinicki got to him, and with Ashton pulled him down, could be a penalty. Begging here for Catalan. No, Mr. Klein allows them to carry on. And it's Stacey Jones, it's wide to Rudder, and it's further wide. And they've got the man out there on the touchline, and he's thundered to the deck. It was Mark Hughes. Here is Jones again, the little grubber kick into the in-goal area. Freycinou! Lawrence Freycinou for Catalan. Jones, the creator. Brilliant kick. A wonderful bounce. And Catalan are going to go level at 10-all. The kicks to come.
And it all came about with a beautiful offload by Jerome Guisset, and sent Sadoui away, and in that particular instance, on the last tackle, took full use of it. This is the quality of the man, Stacey Jones. This is the reason why they paid big money for this fella. And the fullback takes it gleefully. They're back in this game. They're not going to be overawed by the name of Wigan. And that is a superb finish yet again. A real fullback's try. Good combination. And what a kick from the world-famous Stacey Jones.
And what a try from Laurent Freycinou. 2 titles in the last 3 years with UTC. The scores after this kick from Freycinou will be level. Fantastic try. And Stacey Jones, the engineer-in-chief. Freycinou just taking his time, and the crowd goes silent. They respect the kicker, and it's 10 points apiece here. But it's the best possible start to the reborn French Super League presence.
Eddie, confident teams look to strike from deep, and already the Catalan side are showing their confidence. It was a breakdown field by Sadoui. Look at that, they've gone the length of the field to score a try, just when I thought Wigan were gaining the ascendancy.
Yes, John Key, Wigan looked as though they'd got their feet back, didn't they, after that shock start that they had. But it's 10-all now.
Yeah, they really did, but I agree with Phil there. It was really the attitude of mind of the Catalans. Once that offload by Guisset and the break by Sadoui took the Catalans downfield, the whole team pushed up in attack, and that would have allowed the fluent movement out to the left-hand side to stretch the Wigan defence before Stacey Jones put that great kick in. And that's a sign of a team really giving it a big shot.
You can see there quite a few of the Wigan players in front of the official. Well, those 2 tries, Eddie, really have lifted the spirits of this Catalan side. You just got a feeling that when Wigan scored those 2 quick tries, they may take control, but full credit to them. And that shows you when you've got the experience of Stacey Jones, he just keeps banging away at them.
Rudder felt the challenge then from Sean O'Loughlin. The kick from Stacey Jones was inch perfect. This is Rinaldi, and there's Jamil Fakir, expected to be one of the stars of 2006 here. Here's Jones again. He's lost a little bit of momentum there. Wigan were trying to stop him getting the kick in, and they did that well, courtesy of Tompkins and Moran. Here's Sean Rudder. There's the dab to the in-goal area. Oh, and Dallas makes a bit of a meal of it. And Murphy was after it. And the ball is eventually palmed, touch in goal. And an interesting fact about this stadium, this wide in-goal area causing real problems for defenders.
Well, it wasn't the best from Brett Dallas, was it? And I think that Ian Milward, the Wigan coach, have really got to sort his wingers out. We saw early in the piece, Calderwood all at sea, and not the best effort from Brett Dallas on that occasion.
But it is a wide in-goal area, Steve-O, isn't it? Wider than many grounds in Super League. This, of course, is a rugby union stadium. And they love, of course, their massive in-goal areas in that particular code. And here, they've not brought it forward all that much. It's very wide indeed.
Well, when you've got one of the best kickers in the world, it's Stacey Jones, of course, yeah, you've got to utilise it.
Good drive forward again. CUC has come on for Palliacina. This is Rinaldi. And Rinaldi to Stacey Jones again. Great ball to Beattie. Oh, and he's used a man It's no try. He's used the man, and he's been pulled back for obstruction. BT thought he was over for the line.
Well, he should have been.
Chris, come on, mate.
He used Jérôme Guisset. There's a bit of a foil there. Well spotted by the official, but what a beautiful pass yet again. Stacey Jones is just taking control out there.
Cheers. Hold there. Wait, Jerome.
Well, everything will come through Stacey Jones. John, on the way down here today, we watched the DVD of your pre-season friendly against Catalan Dragons, and I'll tell you what, it all went through Stacey Jones that day, and it's doing the same tonight.
Yes, it did, and why not? I mean, he's a quality player, he's a world-class player. The more times he gets his hands on the ball, the more creative the Catalans will be, and it's just been a great first quarter of the game, and Wigan have contributed, but it's great to see the French playing so well.
Here comes Scott Logan, a drive forward by him, good run as well, and this is danger for the French. It's with Mickey Hyam, scampering little run, and Hyam makes a mess of it, but it went backwards, says Mr. Klein. That's another big call.
No, he's got it right. He was facing backwards, and the ball did go backwards there.
Tickle for Wigan. We might be interesting to have another look at that in a moment, but this is Hyam, and Mickey Hyam looking to make the best of his good fortune. Tackled on the fourth, just under the sticks. Back it comes over the head of Dennis Moran, actually, to Ashton, and Chris Ashton. Oh, he got a belt in the face for his pains there from Jamil Fakir. And this is Tompkins. Back it comes to Moran. Moran will hoist it wide. Big test here. Oh, Calderwood palms it back, and they get away with it. Catalan Dragons, they got the ball back, courtesy of that man again, Stacey Jones.
Well, it looks like a problem there for Hansen.
Yes,
he went down very awkward indeed, and he's in a bit of trouble. You can see him way back. Oh, that's a back mistake. A golden opportunity to take advantage with Wigan down to 12.
John Wilson shakes his head, raises the hand, acknowledges the mistake.
Not so sure that maybe Calderwood got a hand to it, and this is where Hansen, and he collides with the head
of Jerry Siu.
And he didn't see you, did he? He got him right in the face. A little bit of claret. Very fine wine area, of course, but he looks a bit groggy.
Here's Scott Logan. Scott Logan, 2 years at Hull, 2001 to 2003, 54 appearances for them. And the ball finds its way to him again. Moran.
That was forward.
This is Tompkins. Moran again. Waits at dummy half. It's Chris Ashton. And the ball has come free, and Vialicki has touched it down. And I think that David Campbell is going to be asked to make a decision here again. How did the ball come out? Has Vialicki scored the try?
Well, Ashton did well to try to offload.
It's gone backwards off him.
It has gone backwards.
I don't think it has. I think that went forward, Eddie. I thought, well, looking at it with the naked eye straight away, that it isn't a controlled offload. He loses control of it there, and it went forward.
The referees, though, and I assume the video referees, John, have been told the same, look at the hands of the player when you're making a decision about forward pass.
But he loses control of it.
Well, it doesn't matter if it goes backward. Makes no difference whatsoever.
He's lost control, so even in a forward direction. That's.
I think David Vialicki might knock on the ball anyway, even before he picks it up cleanly to score.
Well, it's not our decision. Thankfully, it's David Campbell, and he says this. It's a scrum to the defence. No try. John Keir got it right.
He's on the roll, isn't he?
It was actually the second knock-on. It was the second knock-on that Phil picked up by David Vialicki. That's why the try's been disallowed. Not the first.
And we go on to talk about teams' confidence. The Dragons now have just had a couple of minute period where they've had to defend their own line on 2 occasions against Wigan attacking it. Once they diffused a kick and did well to get to the line, there again, some pretty good solid defence. The confidence grows when you defend your line with some sort of strength like that.
Jones tries to get them moving down the left-hand side. And here comes John Wilson again. 6 seasons in the NRL, as I said, with West Tigers.
Oh, that's the way to run, isn't it? But good defence, it had to be as well.
Well, they talk about Paliacina carrying the football for Wigan, but my word, doesn't this Fakir really rip in as well?
This is Ian Hindmarsh. We've got news of Harrison Hansen, Bill.
Yeah, painful start to the season for Harrison Hansen. He's split his lip, but a bit more painfully than one normally does, and he's going to need stitches in his lip. And Palliasina also off injured, and it looks as though it's a rib or arm injury for Palliasina. They're keeping it under wraps at the moment, but he doesn't look too comfortable.
That was Alex Chan who played the ball to Rinaldi. Oh, and the ball is charged down. Stacey Jones was pulled back, though. He was pulled back by Danny Orr, and this will be a penalty to Catalan.
Well, they messed around with it, did Stacey Jones, and now then, was he the first culprit? We'll have to see. Well, he's got away with it. That's experience, because I think Stacey Jones initially wanted to stop Danny Orr. As it was, it turned around, mainly due to the fact that he threw his arms and waved everything that was going.
By the way, that in-goal area, here's Jamil Fakir, is around about 7 metres, I'm told. One of our team has actually paced it out today, and so it is absolutely legal. There is nothing wrong with that. Here is Beattie. It comes to Rinaldi. Here is Stacey Jones. That's a great ball to Alex Chan. And Alex Chan is held up underneath the post, plays the ball well to Rinaldi. He gives it to Stacey Jones, drop of the shoulder, comes back this way, and they keep the ball alive. It's Ian Hindmarsh. Hindmarsh has got Jerome Guisset with him. Guisset here is the dummy half. Infield it comes to Freysinu. And Logan is penalised. And the referee wants a word with him.
Swinging arm. That's the second occasion he's been caught on this one. But surely they'll take the two. Right in front, virtually. It should be a gift. What's the swinging arm? One of a throttle tackle.
Wow, they haven't gone for the two. How's this for confidence? They've gone for broke here. They've gone for 6. And this is Alex Chan. Rinaldi waits at dummy half. It'll come this way to Jerome Guisset, against the club, of course, he played for last year. Jerome Guisset. What a big night for him. Rinaldi then to Beattie. And Beattie! Oh, held up just short of the line.
Well, those little short passes, they're causing all sorts of problems for the Wigan defence.
Rinaldi. Back it comes to Alex Chan again. Chan attacking the defence. Oh, well, that was a risky pass. Mind you, so was that. Jerry CUC, who wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, Chan trying to be a little bit too adventurous.
I think he hits his own leg, actually.
I'm sure that a few words in the ear from the skipper, Stacey Jones, just to settle things down. All they had to do, as we mentioned before, we know the quality of Jones's short kicking game, and the big in-goal area just continually keep popping it inside there. Get the drop out from underneath the sticks.
And this is Mickey Hyam, tackled by Rinaldi. Plays the ball on half-time. Chip over the top, but easy that is for Justin Murphy.
Oh, that's a swinging arm. Tompkins didn't miss either.
Dennis Moran. Palliasina has returned, so he seems to be okay. Here's the break again. And it's Murphy making it. Playing the ball there to Mark Hughes. Hughes gets Catalan over halfway. 3 tackles gone. Freysinu to Stacey Jones. That's Rudder. And here is Jamil Fakir, who is pulled down 40 metres away from the Wigan line. 4 tackles now.
Interesting how they're using Fakir out there in the centres.
This is Alex Chan again. New Zealand international Chan. Twice he's been capped for his country. Rinaldi, they go down the left-hand side. Dab kick, and Mark Calderwood picks up. Flicks the ball in field. And Guisset just completely enveloped young Chris Ashton then. Here is Calderwood again, looking to use his pace out wide. Goes to ground, though, wisely, because Murphy could see the touchline. Moran, they were onto him very quickly. Ball in field, Tompkins again.
Ooh, that's a swinger as well. Chan's got him, and so has the referee. Been a little bit tasty this game, but I have been impressed with the Catalan side, mainly due to the fact we thought they may struggle, as we saw last night from Castleford. But they are keeping up with the pace of the game.
Alex Chan, subbing both friendlies before the season began, and he's had 6 years with 3 different NRL clubs. There is some experience out there, John, for the Catalan Dragons. They're going to be no mugs.
And certainly when they're on the home ground, Eddie, because there's the travel factor, there's the strange food, strange hotels. You add all those up, you've really got to prepare thoroughly to give yourself any opportunity. And there's another penalty against a team in possession. This time Jerry Searcy deemed to try to play the ball before he's regained his feet. Using the ball as a lever, hasn't regained his feet. And Mr. Klein, penalty to the Catalans.
Well, surely he's got to go to the blood bin. Blood is streaming out of the top of his head.
And it's very difficult to play against a team that find a good combination of short passes and the long passes. And so far in this half an hour we've seen the Dragons have found that. Stacey Jones and the rest of the team, to be fair, have mixed up, and it's created doubt in the mind of the Wigan defenders. And I guess that they're not feeling too confident as they face up to another 6 tackles with the white shirts coming at them.
Jerry Searcy has not gone off the field. He's just wiped the blood off the head himself, and the referee's not happy with that. He wants him off the field to be patched up. It's a question for Wigan now whether they just replace him or whether they get rid of that. There's obviously a problem on top of the bonds there for Searcy. Here is Alex Chan meanwhile. Oh, good offload. He gets it to Sean Rudder. By the way, that in-goal area debate goes on elsewhere around the ground. Apparently you can have an in-goal area between 6 and 11 metres deep in rugby league. This one is 8. Our man who paced it out must have short legs. But it's 8 metres apparently on the tape.
Boy, if that was the case, it'd be halfway up the stand on some grounds.
It would. Rinaldi, Stacey Jones. The runner is Fakir! Jamil Fakir! He was just not going to be stopped. He took 3 with him over the line. Jamil Fakir. We said he expected him to be one of the stars in 2006. That is not a bad start for the French international. The boom find of the French game, this fellow.
Super stuff. Jamal Fakir says, I am well and truly here. Beautiful strength. This is how to run onto the football. Great pass from Rudder. Again, the combination of the 2 halves, Rudder and Jones. But when you get a big guy like that, getting into full track, what an effort.
When you look at the cause and effect, it was a penalty given away by Wigan in possession. Again, they've punched downfield, and whenever they've got close to Wigan's line, they have looked dangerous. Fakir unstoppable from that distance.
Jamil Fakir, 5 international appearances for him last year. And what a start to his Super League campaign.
Well, Eddie,
they've got the crowd going, John.
Oh, they have, but Phil spoke about the quality of the passing and the variation. That was a long pass, and then a short pass to somebody really hitting the ball up pace. Great play.
Laurent Freycinou. Can he add the extra 2? Oh, yes, he can. It's 16-10 to the Catalans.
And the dream continues. Watch how it comes on the angle, back on the inside. Not running out wide, he caught them there. And they went far too high, 4 of them. There were 4 defenders, but he got the 4 points. It added the 2 with the conversion. And Wigan are stunned. The travelling band of Wigan fans over on that far side are very quiet indeed. Look at that scoreline, 16-10 against the mighty Wigan. Who would have thought it, Eddie?
Well, if Jamil Fakir wants any confidence going on from this game, whether his team will win or lose, he knows that he just run over a guy who played in the NRL Grand Final just a few months ago. Pat Richards stood up there and couldn't prevent Fakir from going through him. He'll only going to get better as the year goes on, Eddie.
Oh, they've lost the ball there. But the referee says it's back to 6. Guisset tried to offload it, and it was touched by a Wigan player. So tackle count restarts, and the Catalans are on halfway with Rinaldi. And here is Alex Chan. Chan has got Hindmarsh with him. Tickle just managed to do enough to prevent the ball being shipped to his hands. Drive
Ooh, that was a swing out. See you, that really went straight into the face. The one thing about the Catalan side at the moment is that, you know, you think they're trying to cut up the shop and just close things down at 16-10, but no, they want to keep it alive.
High hanging kick, and this will be diffused in goal by young Chris Ashton.
There's danger now, Eddie.
No, the referee didn't blow the whistle. The referee didn't blow the whistle. And
Got to wait back.
Ian Millwood is furious.
Eddie, he didn't blow the whistle because some of the Wigan teammates hadn't got back behind the 20-metre line. He was ready, Calderwood was ready, but some of his teammates weren't.
Frustration for Ian Millwood, the Wigan coach.
Well, he should be a worried man, because quite a few of the Wigan players out there have forgotten how to tackle low. Far too many going high, and it's playing well and truly into the hands of this Catalan Dragon side.
Look back in the history books, you know, Wigan faced Paris Saint-Germain twice in France in the early Super League years. Here's a penalty.
Godwin felt that.
And Jamil Fakir, that is the other side of his game.
Jamal!
And the referee wants a word with him now. Gone from hero to villain in a couple of minutes.
Alright, we've had a few high tackles now, not just off Jamal. It's obviously his first one, but yeah, obviously you need to sort that one. Jamal, I'm going to put that on report, okay, because not only did you get him high, but you also slammed his head into the ground. Okay, so be very careful, alright?
So it's on report, Jamil Fakir, learning the hard lessons of life in the Super League, and ooh, it was a real slam dunk, wasn't it?
Well, they've got to decide whether he followed through or whether he just released him at the very last moment. That may save him. But Wigan need to get back in the scoreboard here.
Palacina looking to do that for them. And here now, here they come with Tickle. Danny Orr's out there, Wayne Godwin is out there, Ian Millwood mixing things up. Oh, Godwin!
Oh, what a tackle.
Fakir again, and the referee has pulled him for a penalty. He's gone to the back pocket. Jamil Fakir, yellow.
Ooh.
He must have thought for an awful moment then that he was on his way out of this match full time. He's been sent to the sin bin for persistent offence of a high tackle.
Well, he certainly gets him on the first instance, then drops down. Godwin, well, he's in the battle, he's in the war. Down to 12, Wigan's got to keep it alive.
Either side of half-time then, Catalan will be down to 12 men, and Moran is over for the Wigan try. Dennis Moran underneath the sticks, Jamil Fakir disconsolately sitting on the bench, and while they're down to 12 men, Dennis Moran takes full advantage. Right under the post, Moran with the try for Wigan. Was Wigan's top scorer last year, Dennis Moran. 9 tries in the last 10 games of 2005, and in his days at London he topped the try-scoring charts twice in Super League. Only man to do that.
It all came about by the second high tackle from Jamal Fakir, and he was sent to the sin bin for one horrible moment. I thought there was going to be the red. That is quality, isn't it? Step off the left boot. Watch this, see how they just moved out. Nothing you can do about it. Hindmarsh, he was going into the gap, back on the inside. And Wigan breathed a sigh of relief. Can Tickle convert it?
Scores a level here at the Émile Giral Stadium in the beautiful city of Perpignan in the south of France. But Wigan are having a real torrid time of it.
Well, they finally converted some pressure. They got downfield with the head of a penalty, didn't they? And then on the back of that, a secondary penalty put them in the position. And people like Dennis Moran running at the bigger guys now as they start to tire around the half-an-hour mark. With that sort of footwork, are going to find a way through the defensive line and over the try line.
Well, a depleted Catalan side, and David Waite, the standing coach, will be perhaps a little bit irate at the way that Jamal Fakir got himself involved so quickly after being warned about 30 seconds beforehand and going on a high mission yet again. And they could well suffer. There's still plenty of time in this first half.
Yes, just shy of 4 minutes to go, and of course there'll be 5 very anxious minutes for Catalan at the start of the second half, when they will still be without Jamal Fakir.
Yeah, well, David Waite can reorganise a little at half-time with his 12 men, but it's really important for the Catalans that they do work very hard, cover for Fakir's mistakes, and not allow Wigan the gaps to run through, which O'Loughlin almost did.
Freixenou picks up the pieces. Sean O'Loughlin was trying to offload that ball, and it hit the Catalan player, went back towards his own try line. This is John Wilson.
I think Catalan are quite happy to go in level pegging at the half-time hooter. The defence in and around the play-the-ball area is very suspect indeed. We've seen quite a few of the Wigan players running from the dummy half, making valuable ground forward. They've got to plug that up in the second half.
Ian Hindmarsh, Canberra Raiders last year. Hindmarsh plays the ball to Rinaldi. Here is Chris Beattie again. And I wonder what thoughts are going through David Waite's mind. He'll be very proud of his team. This is a good run. The substitute, Muniz.
He's got them offside.
Wigan for offside.
Well, do you take two to run the clock down here, Eddie?
No, they'll take a quick tap.
Rinaldi does exactly that. Finds Stacey Jones. Here's Beattie again. Danger when the big man gets the ball anywhere close to the line. Rinaldi again. Stacey Jones. Further wide it goes. That's Rudder. Here is Freixenou.
Watch Jones bring someone back on the inside. No, they got on the sharp line.
Rinaldi, a chance for Rudder, but he's held up and forced back. Good defence from Wigan. Quick play the ball though. It's with Rinaldi. Here is Stacey Jones. Here is Chris Beattie. Oh, and he thought about offloading because Murphy was there.
Great tackle from Danny Orr. That was a try saver.
Jones, Muniz. Oh, Hindmarsh just gives it straight to Brett Dallas.
No advantage, knock on. No advantage, knock on.
Well, he's given a knock on. No advantage to Wigan. That's the reason why he's put them back on the 10-metre line.
Steve, I never imagined coming to this game that it'd be Wigan waiting for the half-time hooter, desperately really wanting to go in at 16 points all. They just want to get away, I think, from the line here. Bit of relief. They have been under massive pressure.
I think you're right, Phil, and I'm sure that Ian Millwood would want to get a few choice words to his charges. Mainly is the fact that, hey, come on, fellas, the opposition, they have legs. We've seen far too many of the Wigan defenders go high.
Here is Mark Calderwood, and he's using his pace, and he's backed himself, Calderwood. That's a good tackle, though. And he's almost rolled into touch by Wilson, but he stays in the field of play. He's on halfway, and it's now with O'Loughlin. And Ian Millwood is very busy on the sideline. You see how important it is to him. Here is Dennis Moran again. Oh, great piece of skill. Wonderful skill from CSU. And they're over for the try, Wigan. And they nick the lead right on the stroke of half-time, courtesy of big Jerry CSU. And the attack was started by Mark Calderwood out wide. And there was some wonderful passing and attacking skills there. And CSU was over the line, and Wigan will turn round with an unexpected 6-point lead if the conversion goes over.
And full credit to Wigan, keeping the ball alive. Very quick play the ball. As I mentioned before, they're making too many holes in that play the ball area. They've got to tighten that up, and they have paid the price. Moran and CSU, 2 tries in the last vital 5 minutes of this first half, when Catalan have been down to 12 men. Fakir in the sin bin, and they have paid a very heavy price indeed.
Again, it's Mark Calderwood's pace though that sets this all up. He's a player on that first run tackled about the halfway line. On the back of that, they kick on, and the Catalan side can't get back in sufficient numbers to prevent a devastating try at half-time.
Well, Jerry CSU, he battled through injury all of last year. He looks a lot fitter than he did 12 months ago. He scored a vital try. Tickle has added the extras. And the Jerry CSU try, converted by Danny Tickle, gives Wigan an unexpected, in the course of this game, half-time lead, because Wigan really have been rocked to their foundations by the Catalan Dragons. They led after only 1 minute. Then it was all square, 10-10 midway through the half. They led again when Jamil Fakir went over for the try, 16-10. Fakir was sin-binned, and Wigan have taken full advantage with 2 tries in the last 6 minutes of the half. Wigan Warriors ahead, but it ain't over yet. 22-16 to Wigan.
Premiership double bill live on Sky Sports 1.
Oh, what a goal that is!
First up at 1 p.m.
Over the line, goal!
Sunderland against Tottenham.
He's run away through the goal!
Then at 3:30,
Oh, beauty!
Man City take on Charlton.
Absolutely brilliant!
A Ford Super Sunday doubleheader kicks off at 1 p.m. live on Sky Sports 1.
Look at this lot struggling to get a six-pack. And 3, and 4. Don't they know how easy it is? Look at mine.
You think you look the business. She thinks you look overworked. React.
An innovation from L'Oreal Men Expert. Hydra Energetic Anti-Fatigue Moisturizer. Hydrates and recharges your skin for a lasting, healthy look. Hydra Energetic from L'Oreal Men Expert. Expert technology for every man's skin.
You're worth it too.
Sit on it, lie on it, laugh on it, cry on it, save money on it, win on it, lose on it, pick on it, oi, choose on it. But whatever you do, save money on it, eat on it, sleep on it, dream on it, have a scream on it. Just don't miss out on it, because the DFS sale ends soon. What are you waiting for?
Our new paper-free online loans mean we can now deal with customers' applications and give them their money faster than everyone else. High-speed loans from Lloyds TSB. Switch to a bank that puts you first.
I was out clothes shopping and I had a million spots. So this gorgeous shop assistant offers help, but I just couldn't even look at him. Then I used this Clearasil Ultra face wash, and in 3 days my skin looked great. So the next day I went back and I left with his number.
Clearasil Ultra. Visibly clearer skin in 3 days. Win up to £10,000 and support the London 2012 Games when you pick up the new Win Gold scratch card.
The internet is teaching our children all about the world, feeding their curiosity and imagination. But is that always a good thing? AOL Broadband has built-in parental controls to help you decide what your family can access. Who controls what our children are exposed to?
The Friday night premiere, in association with Panasonic.
As a heat-seeking bachelor, I have to live by some very simple rules. I'm single, free as a bird. My life's my own. I'm a blessed man.
Some men have it all, but a blessing can become a curse.
Uh-oh, iceberg ahead.
Next time, think before unzipping.
Sienna Miller and Jude Law in
Alfie!
premieres Friday at 8 and 9 on Sky Movies.
Well, we are back. The Super League is back. Tell all your friends now that Friday and Saturday nights are Super League nights here on Sky Sports, and it's Sky Sports 1 again next weekend. Friday night, wow, the first big clash of the season. So this ain't bad. It's Wigan against Leeds, 7:30, and next Saturday we're at Bradford against Harlequins, a 5:45 start. That's on Sky Sports 1 again. Two great games. We've had a great opening weekend, haven't we? And here at the Amy Giral Stadium in Perpignan, the Catalan Dragons are doing the nation a real power of good. They are giving Wigan Warriors a real fright. All right, Wigan ahead 22-16, but David Waite, the caretaker coach, he will be delighted to a point with that first half. and I just wonder who they will name next week as their new coach and what he will do. If we get the news before Wednesday, you'll be able to find out, of course, on Boots and All next week. Ian Millwood sitting down and breathing deeply. His team turned round with a 6-point advantage, although for much of that first half, Wigan were on the back foot. And we talked before the game that this was a possible banana skin for mighty Wigan, and Catalan Dragons took the game to them from the first whistle. Interesting decision from Ashley Klein. Went to his back pocket, yellow carded Jamil Fakir for 2 persistent high tackles on Wigan players. He's in the sin bin. The Catalans get a penalty almost underneath the Wigan post. They run it. They don't take the kick. John Keir believes, I think I'm right in saying, the whole coach John who is with us, I think you believe that is a part of the evening where Catalan have missed the trick.
Yeah, I think so, because there's about 2.5 minutes left on the clock. You could have taken 2 minutes up going for goal. The sole instruction to the kicker, at least get the ball dead. If he gets the ball dead, it's a drop out back to you. You run the clock down then to the half-time whistle so you can regroup with your 12 men. If you kick the goal, you still get the ball back from the kick-off. So I think they could have got to half-time without Wigan having another possession, because Wigan really have, when they've played quickly and played at speed, they've caused all sorts of problems with the running out of dummy half and the slick support play down the middle.
I wonder, Phil, who you blame for that. David Waite maybe was trying to get the message out from the side. Stacey Jones, captain on the field. I suppose, you know, you have to judge it while you're out there, don't you?
I think you do, and they made that decision. I think they threatened the Wigan line so often that maybe the confidence told them that maybe they could go on and actually score there going up to half-time. I've been so impressed with the Catalan Dragons. So much has been talked about Stacey Jones, but one man certainly doesn't make a team, and he can't win a game on his own. And if the Dragons are going to do well this season, the other 16 players who put a shirt on for a match need to play an equally important part. Sometimes there's a tendency in rugby league when you have a star player to rely on him too much, send the ball to him and wait for him to do something or create an opportunity. That hasn't been the case with the Dragons, and they really have challenged Wigan. You say an unexpected lead for Wigan at half-time. I may even say an undeserved. I think the Dragons have been the better side in the first 40.
They really have taken the game to Wigan, no doubt about that. The point that Phil is making is well made, Steve-O, but they look for Jones. Stacey Jones, to me, I don't know as much about the game as Phil, yourself or John, but to me, Stacey Jones looks the key for Catalan.
Oh, without a doubt, I think any team in Super League would be very, very happy to have Stacey Jones on their side. We knew before the game kicked off that he would just push them around the park. He's done that. Switching to the blind, thinking very, very quickly, and the way that he's utilised the forwards, they have been sensational. They got off to a good start with the fact that Lachlan, the pass forward, and from that position, Hughes in for the try. The combination, I mentioned before the start, Sean Rudder, Stacey Jones, would they combine? Oh yes, they did, and Hughes got into the corner. And then it was a mistake here that allowed Wigan back into the game. I think the penalty should have gone the other way, at the play of the ball. Lachlan was all over him. Full credit though, Hughes was difficult to score in the corner, but what about this one from Dallas? They squeezed the ball out, bang! Just gets it down before the left elbow. It's a whitewash.
And Wigan have looked most dangerous when they've gone down the middle of the field. The quicker guys there. It's a brilliant break by Chris Ashton. A potential maybe for Young Player of the Year by the end of the season, Chris Ashton. And Palliasina takes the ball, puts the big dive on at the end to put Wigan under the 6 points. Here on the back of this though, wonderful player, attacking from deep within their own half. Teddy Sadowee surging down the sideline. Has the presence of mind to know there's no support, so he holds on to possession. And then just moments later, an accurate kick by Jones is followed up well by the teammates, and Frassanou is one of 3 of the French players who could have scored that try.
And they were well and truly on the roll here. Beattie obstructing with Guisset, John Keir.
Yeah, one of the features of the Catalans game has been Stacey Jones, his long passing, short passing, runners going through the line, and unfortunately there was an obstruction. But this is a nice little offload from Ashton, trying to promote the ball. Very much a Wigan philosophy now. But then obviously Violecki spilled the ball, knocked on when he was picking up. Rounding's okay, but it was no try.
And then came along the hero. You'll hear a lot of this fella, Fakir. Standoff back on the inside. You could see how he come on the angle. That is wonderful strength. Wonderful strength to score the 4 point, and it looked as though they were taking control until the hero became a villain. This was the second attempt. bang, it was high, smashes him down. Ashley Klein had no hesitation. For one moment I thought perhaps it may have been the red. They were down to 12. They kept the ball moving, but this was sheer quality by Dennis Moran. Put them back in the game at 16 all, and then, as John Keir mentioned, they really should have gone for the possession, and right the way Wigan came back. See you, underneath the sticks. Absolutely devastating for this Catalan side. They have, as Phil Clark said, played very, very well indeed, and I agree with him. I think that they took the honours on there, but both coaches will be very disappointed. Wigan have missed 12 tackles, the Catalan side have missed 11, and Catalan have to make sure that they tidy up the play the ball area. That is where Wigan are making the advance forward in and around the play the ball. If they can do that, boy, we could have a dream shock here tonight.
Plenty to talk about at half-time then, isn't there, John Keir? When we looked at that DVD on the way down here, we saw Catalan. This is a totally different side than the one we saw.
It is, yeah. It's a much more composed side, a little more structured as well. But it's Stacey Jones, really. He's gone out there, and I think he's been absolutely sensational. But the other players really have raised the games as well. It's very much like when Johns went to Warrington, and the Warrington players really picked the game up to the next level. And I believe the Catalans have done that today.
Fantastic opening to the new season here in the south of France, the new era for Super League down here. The Catalan Dragons have done themselves and their supporters proud, but they trail Wigan at half-time. And a team like Wigan, if they get a sniff of a victory, well, they're very tough to deny. But what a start for Catalan.
Congratulations on your win, Alex. You're fired. What? I couldn't sleep all week knowing you were just lying downstairs.
Dream Team, tomorrow at 8 on Sky 1.
Jeff, I've got it. We'll beat your insurance deal. I'll give you £50.
If it's cheaper, we'll drop our price and give you £50. Kiss. No kiss.
We're so confident we'll beat your home insurance renewal that if it's cheaper, we'll drop our price.
Hello.
And give you £50 when you switch. Insurance from Barclays. Now there's a thought.
Heartburn? Rennie works fast to help neutralise excess stomach acid. Rennie, fast, effective relief from heartburn.
Free inside tomorrow's Mail on Sunday. Classic Raymond Chandler detective mystery, The Big Sleep. Featuring an all-star cast. The legendary Robert Mitchum and Joan Collins. Also starring Edward Fox and Oliver Reed. Don't miss this amazing DVD, The Big Sleep. Free inside every copy of tomorrow's Mail on Sunday.
Wouldn't it feel good to follow your heart and not your head? And instead of being careful, be carefree. There's only one way to find out. Take a chance. It might make your day. There's a million ways to make your day. Mars is just one of them.
Ooh, look at this lot struggling to get a six-pack. And 3, and 4. Don't they know how easy it is? Look at mine.
For the action, for excitement, for adventure. Under pressure, under fire, under any circumstances. For the fun, for the friendships, for the Friday nights. With pride, with professionalism, with honour. As a unit, as a team, through it all, together. Infantry air assault, forward as one.
This is insane.
Who are you?
Someone who's not supposed to be alive.
It's all connected. Jack?
No!
24, the new series, starts tomorrow at 9, Sky One.
What's it all about? Cricket. It's about big hitters and big wickets. Great catches, the googly, the doosra, sledging. It's about balls.
Here we go.
It's about making it swing both ways. Whacking it as hard as you can. Facing the old enemy.
Fantastic.
It's about going into battle.
Surely it's all over.
And never giving up.
England have regained the ashes.
Enjoying it. Loving it. It's about cricket on Sky Sports.
Coming up early tomorrow morning, live cricket, Australia-Sri Lanka. It's the second final of the VB series, and that's from 3 a.m. on Sky Sports 2. The 2006 Super League season is underway. This is the opening weekend. We've had a great game at Castleford. Harlequins have been beaten by St Helens, and now Wigan are leading Catalan Dragons in the south of France by 22 points to 16, but they are fortunate to be ahead, and Catalan, in the shape of Stacey Jones, offer a real threat to their ambition in this second half, particularly when after the first 3 or 4 minutes of the second half, Jamil Fakir will return and they'll be back to a full complement of 13 players. I would imagine, Steve-O, that Ian Millwood would have said to his players, let's try and win the match now, early in the second half, and really punish the Dragons for their indiscipline by having Fakir in the bin.
Well, they've already scored 2 tries in the 5 minutes that he was off the park, and it's not going to be easy for Wigan. They looked a little bit shaky in parts. I mentioned at half-time they missed 12 tackles in that first 40. That will not have pleased their coach Ian Millwood. David Waite would have been a little bit disappointed, I feel, in shipping in those 2 tries with 5 minutes remaining into the first half.
We caught a glimpse of Sean O'Loughlin in close-up as we waited for the kick-off, which has now happened, of course. And I must say, it's great to see Sean O'Loughlin back in the Wigan side, wearing the number 13 jersey that was worn with such aplomb, of course, by his brother-in-law, the great Andy Farrell. And back in the side after injuries that he picked up over Easter last year, and there was one stage, you know, there were people actually putting a question mark against the entire future of Sean O'Loughlin, and it's terrific to see him back out there on the field. Credit to the game, credit to his club, and I'm sure in the future will be a big credit to his country also. This is BT for Catalan, just over the halfway line on the last tackle, and so expect the kick here from Stacey Jones. There it is. That's a poor one. Brett Dallas can launch the next Wigan attack.
Pretty good tactics there by the Catalan side, mainly just utilising the forwards and trundling it up. They realise they've got to get their full complement back. Fakir's still there. There he is.
Yeah, and it's David Waite's trademark, isn't it? Ooh, they're lucky to get away with that.
Well, that knocked it forward.
They really are.
Knock on and everything.
But it's David Waite's trademark.
He's pinched it. Look forward, look at that. I mean, Moran had to turn around and they've pinched it.
Justice has been seen to be done.
Yep.
They have pinched the ball. Here is Beattie again, and it was Jerome Guisset who got the ball back for the Catalan Dragons. Well, now they're in the Wigan half of the field. We might see a little bit from them in attack as we did in the first half. As I was trying to make the point, Steve, that up to halfway, David Waite would go safety first, and it's when they're in this part of the field that maybe we can see some flair from Catalan.
Well, we've seen plenty in the first half. I think I've been extremely impressed, and also impressed by this fella, Jerome Guisset, who's worked hard.
Last tackle here, Stacey Jones, and it comes wide and further wide, and they are. Oh, it's no try for Renaud Guigue. It's a double movement. He was tackled, ball carrying arm touches the ground, and he's held there, just held.
Just. Good work by Calderwood. Made sure he got it on the second attempt. Spot on is Ashley Klein. And I must say, Klein has had a tremendous game controlling this.
Referee of the year, John, and worthy of that title.
Yeah, he's having a good game tonight, but Stacey Jones was again impressing me, Eddie, there, because it was the last tackle play, and what did he do? He didn't put boot to ball, which he's been doing all the first half to try and get a dropout from the Wigan team. He put it through hands and almost created a try for Renault Geig.
They're on halfway, Wigan, as Danny Tickle plays the ball. And there's the kick over the top from Danny Orr, and he's leading the chase himself. Oh, it's an awkward bounce.
It was a great kick from the standoff as well. You could see that the ball had been got on a spin.
Calderwood has nicked it.
Always been penalised. Obviously the tackle had been completed, then he stole the ball. Presser knew the full back. Well, I'm not so sure. That seemed pretty clean and clear cut.
Let's go down to the sideline, and Bill is not far from Ian Millwood down there, and he's got the half-time news.
Yeah, not totally happy in Millwood after that first 40 minutes, but there are positives there for the Wigan Warriors and things that they're aiming to work on in this second half. They know that they can improve, and they can put some more pressure on the Catalan Dragons. They hope to have Harrison Hansen back in action. He took a bad knock in the mouth in that first half. He's had stitches in his lip. He's had a little bit of well, not concussion, he's just been feeling a little bit groggy, but he's back out there, and they're hoping that he's going to be back out. Catalan Dragons pleased with their first 40 minutes, apart from, of course, the end of that first half when they just lost their grip on the game. And Jamil Fakir is back out there for them, so they're full complement of men out there. They know they've got to stop the Wigan offloads. That's what's been hurting them.
Fakir with time served in the sin bin, and so they're back to a full complement. He was nearly through then, Justin Murphy. This is Rinaldi again, and it's with Stacey Jones. The ball this time does go to the air, and this is a tester here for Mark Calderwood, and the ball has come loose, and it eventually goes over the dead ball line. It's a goal line dropout because it came off the Wigan man.
Certainly did as well. Gets a touch to it, and then it ricochets off the big centre. Richards. And again, good refereeing by Ashley Klein. Man of the moment, without doubt.
Eddie, they certainly haven't been short of opportunities to score tries, have they? They're on one or two occasions gone close and been denied. Again, they're a great opportunity, not quite converted, but they've caused so many problems for Wigan. I never imagined that they would threaten the line as much as this. And here's another 60 seconds that Wigan will be living nervously.
Second goal line dropout that Catalan have forced. Here is Fakir, 10 metres short of the line. And Stacey Jones again, the short ball to Jerome Guisset. Boy, what would this fellow give for a try against Wigan tonight? The team he served with such distinction last year, of course. Good hands again. This is Ian Hindmarsh. Oh, he's lost. Well, the referee has said he hasn't lost it. The referee said it was stripped from him.
Well, it's an interesting call.
Two men in the tackle, I think, was his signal there.
Well, it looked to me as though Hindmarsh was trying to offload that ball.
I think he was.
It would have been badly done to, but...
Another set of 6 for Wigan to withstand, and BT releases the pass dangerously. It finds its way to Stacey Jones. Here is Sean Rudder. They've got a man on the overlap, and they are in with Renault Geig. And they're back to 13 men on the park. Catalan Dragons, and they get first blood second half. Renault Geig in the corner. They will not go away tonight.
Pretty fortunate, Eddie, with the fact that Hindmarsh received the penalty when it looked as though he's trying to offload. Either way, you've got to take your chances. And from that penalty, back on the inside, Stacey's running the show, no doubt about it. He's telling them, everybody, they got the ball away, and what about quick hands? O'Loughlin was out of position. The dummy runner coming back on the inside, Geig into the corner. This is what it all came about. That should not have been a penalty. Vialecki had been deemed to get the ball away. They flick it up there, but watch the quick hands from Jones. Watch for the man coming back on the inside. That was enough. Calderwood was out of position. Geek said, I'll take the 4.
And the Dragons had worked hard to earn a goal line dropout. They received a fortuitous penalty, good movement of the ball, and again they turned that chance and pressure into points. Outstanding display here now from them in the second half. They've started with the confidence with which they began the first half. And you know, it's great, Eddie. I remember French Rugby League only 10 or 15 years ago. The strength internationally used to challenge Great Britain. There was a period of decline, but just looking around this ground, seeing the French journalists and the French fans, it's great to see them back on the feet and doing well again.
It is. Tracy New, though, hasn't added the extras, so Wigan hold on to the slenderest of leads.
See how the man comes back on the inside. It makes them hesitate on the centre. Calderwood's 2-on-1. Geek says, I'll take the 4. Game on.
Game very much on, and Phil Clark making the point about the French and perhaps the renaissance that we're seeing started here for the French game. It's a point well made. I know there will be people in witness who will complain that the Vikings, they will say, were sacrificed for the Catalan Dragons, but if this adventure means that the French international side become competitive and stronger, how good will that be for the British game internationally?
3 on the ground, quiet.
He's certainly spot on there, Eddie. They really have excelled. That was a superb play. We thought perhaps there might have been a lack of understanding out there, but well, Stacey Jones has either got the French, picked it up very quickly indeed. That's good defence, it had to be. Danny Orr had to go on the leg.
Muniz with the run. This is Rinaldi. There's Stacey Jones with the kick down the line. Work for Ashton to do. But he copes with it well. He could have easily been shuttled over the sideline there.
He could easily have just tried to allow the ball to go in there, and that is a great push. Good work there by Chris Beattie.
Yes, there are some excellent imports, of course, in this French side, but the encouraging thing for the French game is that there are so many Frenchmen out there as well.
Catalan, don't give away a penalty. That was a risky business.
Great stuff. Wonderful tackle by Mark Hughes, and Wigan having to kick desperately to get the ball downfield. And it stands on the halfway line. Calderwood's after it.
Oh, that'll be a head and feed to Wigan.
And Ian Millwood pointing down there at Renaud Geek, and he gets the head and feed from the scrum here. I think he did actually play at it.
Calderwood really did well using the shoulder. We're not in possession with the football. If you're both running towards in the same direction, you can use the shoulder, and that is what Mark Calderwood did.
Ian Millwood was in the technical area then. Ashley Klein was looking over this way, and Ian Millwood pointed at Renaud Geek, and Mr. Klein agreed with him. That's why Wigan have head and feed on halfway here. He's prowling the sideline, isn't he?
It's got a bit tasty in that front row.
Well, BT.
He won't take a backward step, that's for sure.
Scott Logan is there. And Mr. Rinaldi is wanted, or Monsieur Rinaldi is wanted, and Godwin.
You keep your feet to yourself, right? I didn't see it. Now get back in there and put your head in there. No.
You're pretty good at this French, Lark, aren't you, Eddie?
Yeah, they're the two words I know. Rugby à 13 and Monsieur.
Well, I didn't think you'd be able to order a beer.
I can ask for a receipt as well. Danny Orr.
That's good play.
Oh, great ball and wonderful run from Chris Ashton. Gets the ball wide. This is Violicki. Violicki flicks the ball back, and somehow Wigan keep it alive, but it's a knock-on, says Ashley Klein.
Well, Danny Orr's not impressed. But great cover defence. He really is a star, this full-back, Chris Ashton. Boom. Plenty of pace. But look how they got back in numbers. Now, I suggested before the start of this game that they may run out of steam. They seem to have plenty of energy so far to the Catalan side.
Yes, it's 9 minutes away from 0 hour, John Keir, isn't it? 60 minutes, and sometimes teams do tend to run out of a little bit of puff.
Oh yes, but they're coping really well with the intensity of the game, and you know, the decisions that they're making, looking good, and once again they've got the rub of the green there with Cloyne at the ball, and I'm sure that they won't argue, and they'll take the field position from that.
More than one man in the tackle. Ball comes free. Referee saw it as a steal.
Well, there didn't appear to be any fingers or hands in there. Either way, they will not be worried about it. And you can see Stacey Jones just calming them down, just saying, let's take the run from the dummy half. That's good work from Julian Rinaldi. Little offload there. He's at it again.
Lovely run from Rinaldi. They're 20 metres away from the Wigan line. They've got 3 tackles remaining this set of 6. Good ball. An even better ball. They are in again. And it is Justin Murphy. Catalan regain the lead from the mighty Wigan. Ian Millwood was a little wary of this fixture when it was announced. He said they were coming down into unknown territory. There's Matt Adamson on the field with the Catalan Dragon team as well. Member of the backroom staff here, of course. But Justin Murphy, who was here with UTC last season, has just given the Catalan Dragons the lead again.
Well, it all came about from this dubious penalty. I think that should not have been given. Either way, let's not take away the credit and the ability to come through. He did well there, did Murphy. The Catalan three-quarter line was impressed me as well. Nice offload as well. Nice step back on the inside. He'll enjoy that. And I'll tell you another thing. The fans did too.
Seville, they've punched away downfield and then again shifted the ball wide. Look at the quality of the 3 passes to score in the corner. The last play might have taken them 20 metres. It's earned them a big 4 points.
5 tries to 4 in Catalan's favour, and Justin Murphy has just scored the latest. We've had 2 tries from the Catalans in this second half, and Laurent Freyssinou 2 from 4. If he kicks this, they will lift the roof off this stadium. On its way, he's kicked it. The Catalan flags, the Catalan Dragons, they lead Wigan again.
Super run, absolutely superb run there. You can see that this Wigan defence, they're hanging off. And once they both committed, Dallas came out of nowhere. He really should have stood out on the left-hand side opposite the man who scored the try. And what a finish. The dream continues.
Eddie, the core of this French side have been in this position before less than 12 months ago. They met Wigan in the Challenge Cup and pushed them all the way, losing in the final minutes of that match. Some of them will still remember that game, played at the JJB Stadium, and they'll be maybe using that as a motivation to up the intensity in the last 20 minutes.
Yes, it was 16-10 in the Cup last May. That's all that Wigan won, got themselves through. Throughout this Catalan side, by the way, there are no fewer than 156 French caps, 42 New Zealand Test caps, admittedly 40 of them won by Stacey Jones, and 6 State of Origin appearances. You could say this is no fluke. Wilson will play the ball. And they're running it with Rinaldi.
They're having the time of their life out there.
Godwin is led to the side. Big hit, he felt that. Jones goes around one, hoists it high. Snow on this. Oh, and they come up with it in the shape of Pat Richards, Wigan.
Well, it looked there that Mark Hughes was going to snatch that one. Good work by Richard, it had to be as well. It's going to be a long haul. He's thrown on Brown now. Amazing. We said that Catalan had to tighten up around the play the ball area, and they have done that.
I don't think Fakir was standing square then, and Wigan were appealing for a penalty that never came. This is O'Loughlin, tackled by Rinaldi. That was Mickey Hyam. This is Palliasina.
That's the reason why Ian Millwood has thrown Mickey Hyam out there. He created all sorts of problem against the Catalan defence early in that first half.
One
That's
for Mark Calderwood for chase. Problems here. Calderwood does really well. It gets him over the line. Renaud Guigues. And it will be a goal line dropout that he has forced for his team.
That's a wonderful advantage, you know, when you've got somebody with so much speed, and Calderwood has that. Get a good kick, create all sorts of problems. He knows there's still plenty of time.
Wants them to up the tempo. Ian Millwood, much expected of him at Wigan. Well, any coach, Phil, that goes to Wigan, much is expected.
Perhaps the toughest coaching job in rugby league. You know, I think he would have had a word with Mark Calderwood, because that was perhaps the quietest 40 minutes I've seen him play for a long time. In this second half, he's come up with a couple of big defensive plays that have earned his team a bit of land, and the landed ball's been pretty valuable, especially if they can convert this into something.
Here goes Logan again. Oh, it's a great barnstorming run. He was looking to offload on the inside, and in the end held on. Mickey Hyam may have been hunting that. It's Hyam at dummy half, and here is Dennis Moran, and there's the pass to Palliasino, and he's all wrapped up again in defence. Muniz was in there very quickly, so too was Beattie. And there's chances here, but again, this Catalan line stands firm as Tompkins plays the ball, and Mickey Hyam. And here is Dennis Moran, and the ball back to Hyam again, and has Hyam got it down?
I don't think so.
He's held up. The referee doesn't have to hand it on to the video. And Ian Millwood just turns and pounds away down the touchline.
Full credit there. Beautiful work there by Muniz. See how he just went for the football.
This is the last tackle for Wigan, back 10 metres because he was held up over the line. Moran will hoist the kick, looking for Calderwood. Play on. Oh, the referee's call was play on, and Stacey Jones had come from the field of play to defuse that bomb.
Yeah, he got it right.
Wigan thought it was a tap restart on the 20.
You've always got to play to the whistle, and that's the reason why Stacey Jones was allowed to get 15 metres, 15 valuable metres as well.
Falouche will play the ball to Rinaldi, and the race is on now up the other end. Richards with the tackle on Sean Rudder. Rinaldi again. He's having a great game, Rinaldi. This is Stacey Jones. Stacey Jones, well, O'Loughlin and Moran after him, and Stacey Jones. Every time they touch Stacey Jones, there's a great scream from the terraces. He is already a hero. And this is Vialicki now for Wigan.
Well, we talk about Stacey Jones, Eddie, but you've got to take your hat off this Julian Rinaldi as well, who I think's had a super game out of dummy half. He really has caused Wigan all sorts of problems with his scoots and with his play from that area.
Rinaldi played for Wakefield in the year 2000. He only had 3 appearances there, though.
John, if you can see that the Wigan side are particularly working down the middle of the field with the quick plays, what do you do as the French coach?
Well, you've got to make sure that your contact and your collision is excellent, and you win that to try to slow them. And you've just got to regroup and number off and get off the line as quickly as you possibly can.
Well, I'm not so sure that the coach Ian Millwood was happy with that play. Really should have been reefed right into the in-goal area. We've made such an issue about it in the first half. It is very wide indeed, and you can see that he's pointing and saying we don't want things like that. We need possession.
We're at the 16-minute mark, just about. A quarter of the match remaining, and Catalan ahead, 26-22.
Yeah, Steve always got it right, Eddie, there, you know, because Ian Millwood will be saying keep the ball in play, because we're questioning whether the French players within this Catalan side can last the full 80. Well, if you're going to put the ball out of play and give them a breather, they will do.
Here is one of them, Graysonou. And he was tackled by Pat Richards. Oh, that's a mistake. That's a mistake by Adel Falouche.
No advantage. They'll put the scrum down and be head and feet at Wigan. And, you know, there's things that happen in a game that just turns it all around. And this, perhaps, will be it.
You'd have to say up to that point, the handling skills of the French side has been remarkable. The completion rate, the way they've held on to the ball when they've had it, the way they've used it and the way they've moved the ball around has been a mark of the skill they've shown and obviously the work they've put in. But the final 20 minutes usually defines the core skills of a game of rugby league.
Play on, play on.
60 minutes of this match gone. Who of the 3 of you would have predicted that at this point Catalan would be 4 points to the good?
Play on.
None of us.
Yeah, I agree.
Dallas.
And this has given rugby league in France an almighty boost. Irrespective of what happens from here on in, Eddie, they have shown to the Catalan public that they are here to stay, and they are going to be competitive. That's all we wanted, and they have produced the goods.
This is Jerry CU. He's tackled standing up.
Mickey Hyam's going to be the key.
He's found Danny Orr.
You're on the ground. Hands out, runner. Hold square.
Mickey Hyam.
Play on, no one
Mickey Hyam. 2 dummies, but the Catalans would not take them.
Release! Play on, no, don't milk it.
Oh, great. Oh, he's
lost it.
O'Loughlin has dropped the ball over the line.
Well, Fakir, I think, just got a grab at the very last moment. Just spins him around. Anguish.
One.
The only way I can think of.
Get square, Mickey.
The whole one.
Mickey,
St Helens have won.
Mickey.
And at the moment, Catalan Dragons are winning here. What a start to Super League 11, John. What a competition we're going to have.
Oh, it's sensational, isn't it? And, you know, the new boys, these really have fronted up, haven't they? And they've made a statement, I think, and the statement is, if you're going to come over to France, you ain't going to have a holiday.
And let's not forget, it is quite cool at this time of year. What is it going to be like? The French will have the advantage when it gets very hot down this neck of the woods.
Rudder with that little run. It's the last tackle here for Catalan. Rinaldi again, inevitably in at dummy half, and inevitably also to Stacey Jones. And the kick will... Well, he was out.
He had his foot out in there,
over the line. Yeah.
Shouldn't that be a goal line dropout?
Well, I think the referee and touch judge have said that the ball actually hit the line first.
Mickey's in front of you. Mickey's in front of you.
Well, there's no good arguing with the official. Yes, it did.
It hit the line. So, Kevin Brown, fortunate.
Pascal, move!
In many ways, yes.
But unfortunate Mark Calderwood, because again, there was a Wigan man in front, and that's why he could not take the quick tap restart. One of his players was offside, so Ashley Klein brought him back again. All players have got to be behind the 20-metre line for the quick tap restart. Here goes Pat Richards, away from Stacey Jones, but he did enough. Calderwood.
Catalan, you can see they're very tired, very slow to get back. It really should have been zipped out to the left-hand side. Quick play, the ball is needed here.
It's Mickey Hyam, went behind Calderwood, and now he's gone down a blind alley and flicks it back to Mark Calderwood. Calderwood looking to go on his own. Last tackle for Wigan. Camped underneath the Catalan Dragons posts with Dennis Moran. Slides the kick in, and it's dealt with very confidently indeed.
Well, they got an opportunity just wasted there by Wigan. They were very, very slow. They were running across the line, and that is good work yet again. Justin Murphy, really impressed.
Wilson doing the tidying up, hands in at the ruck. Another penalty to Catalan Dragons.
Eddie, I think if anything, the tension and pressure is probably getting to Wigan more than the Dragons at this stage, really. As the unfancied underdog, there's maybe not the expectation on the French side as there is on this Wigan team at present, and in just some of the way they're playing, doesn't tend to indicate that they naturally play with their own flair at Wigan at the moment.
Well, you can see and you can picture the headlines tomorrow and Monday morning if the Catalan Dragons hang on and win this match.
That was a high shot. Pretty even in the penalties department.
Plenty of them. Start of the season.
All they've got to do is just keep this ball alive and build on their confidence. They know if they get into a good position that Stacey Jones just get the little grubber kicked through.
Alex Chan, and they were impressive when he was on the field in the first half.
He's had a big game.
He has. He won't be put down without a struggle. Stab through. Work for Calderwood to do. He's in the own goal area and he's trapped in the own goal area.
Very eager indeed, and David Wade must be a very, very happy man at the moment.
Lost with Newcastle on the opening day of his career there. Lost with St George Illawarra. Is it going to be the dream tonight?
And that's the difference between the two sides. Wigan unable to find the in-goal area and force a dropout. The French side were from a much greater distance.
Oh, they want to be careful. Oh, and that is a sin.
And he knows it too. It'll be head and feed
to Wigan.
You do not allow the ball to bounce. He should have advanced forward. He had all the time in the world to take that well and truly on the full.
And he's got plenty of experience, Justin Murphy.
And he's renowned for it, is Pat Richards, you know, Eddie, with his restarts, whether it's from a kick-off or a drop-out. He's renowned for finding the sideline or causing an error, because he really is a specialist. He's got great variation in all the restarts.
14 minutes, just a little bit less to go. Wonder if we've just seen a turning point in the match. We shall see. 4 points the difference.
I was just going to make the point, Eddie, that next time Catalan get down into Wigan's area, I'd be looking for that 1 point.
This is Dennis Moran. He gets into see you.
3, Gregory, move!
And the dummy half.
Play on!
Back to nowhere in particular.
Well, he was looking for the inside ball. There is the back of a very frustrated coach in Millwood. The big boys on the Catalan side, they will just roll up. Another penalty, messing around. Mickey Hyam, the culprit.
Well, Wigan...
No doubt about it. You've got to release the man, and they've failed to do that. Got forward for
interesting
loose.
to see what they say about the way this game has gone in their or against them in terms of penalties. Wigan, it's 11 to the Catalans, 9 to Wigan. But the instruction from Stuart Cummings is clear. He's shouted held.
Release! Stand and play it. Go.
Composure is what's needed now with the Dragon side, and they fully deserve to win this. They were outstanding in the first half, and I honestly thought that they would run out of steam. But when you got that sniff of victory,
Steve,
they're running for it, aren't they, Phil?
10 minutes is a long time for the Millwall team.
Yes, it is. Stacey Jones.
I think you're released.
And here is Rudder. This is Fakir. He's through O'Loughlin, and Fakir. Well, it was all hands to the punch then. That might have sealed it. Rinaldi. Stacey Jones, beautiful kick through. And they're going to...
hard lines.
Put the ball down. I was going to say they're going to get another set of 6. Alex Chan couldn't get hold of it. Couldn't have scored the try. And what's more, he's meant that Calderwood will restart from the 20.
Ooh, Danny Orr took a huge risk there.
Here goes Calderwood. Here goes Calderwood. Freyson who gets him.
Great play by the fullback. Looked as though Calderwood was going to come back on the inside. He did not panic, the fullback Freyson.
Another loose pass. O'Loughlin gives the ball to Ashton, who finds Pat Richards. And Pat Richards comes to Wigan's rescue and will plonk the ball down near the uprights to make the conversion attempt a little simpler. It is 26 points all. Pat Richards with a face-saving try.
Good effort as well by the long striding and young centre. And full credit to Wigan. They tested their arm, but didn't they take a risk? The kick through, Danny Orr allowed it to bounce around so that they would get the tap. The good offload there by Vialecki. On the run. Was that forward? Maybe there was a hint. It didn't matter. Richards. Well, he plonks it down. I'm not so sure that his coach Ian Millwood would be quite happy with the way that he was carrying that football. Good work by Vialecki. Gets the offload. O'Loughlin does exactly the same. Look how he just runs on the angle. Super stuff there. And Richards, look at this, holding the ball like that. Bang. Gets it down.
Well, Pat Richards, he scored a try in that grand final for West Tigers that was absolutely vital on the day. And how important is that one for these Wigan fans who have made the journey down here? They've had a great week, they've had a great day, and all that they need is the win. And a win's a win, they don't care by how many now. A win will do, and Danny Tickle, so early in the season, how vital is this kick? This to edge Wigan ahead. And Tickle comes up with the goods. 28-26. Wigan get their noses in front. Not too much longer to go.
You know, it was the third time that Mark Calderwood had tried to get a quick restart. This time all of his players are back on side. Just look at Wigan benefit from that. We got the ball rolling, took them downfield. And, massive relief here from Wigan, but don't expect this French side now just to be happy with a 2-point defeat. They'll press on here now, and they'll test Wigan in the next 10 minutes.
We've just seen the lead change hands here tonight for the 5th time in what has been a pulsating evening in the south of France, and which surely will do the game such a power of good in this part of the world. Win, lose or draw, Steve-O, surely the Catalan people will come back to this.
Oh, it's been tremendous, and I'm sure that everyone's enjoyed it, but, you know,
nothing like a win, though.
I know, David Way been looking at 2 incidents. Remember we spoke about just before the half-time break when they were down at 12, and they elected not to go.
Great ball.
What a break.
Ball that was. This is Ashton. He was fed by Mickey Hyam, and Ashton is clattered to the ground. 40 metres away. 2 tackles remaining. Hyam again wide.
The point that I was trying to make, Eddie, was that they should have gone for it, eaten up the clock, and then get back to the full complement of 13, and maybe, as I said, oh, it's a try. Oh, he's dropped it. Could you believe that?
There was a man taken out in back play.
I can't believe that, and neither can no one. Danny Orr, someone was pulled back. Well, he's just knocked on.
Danny Orr has knocked on, but there was an incident, and it's surrounding Jamal Fakir again.
Oh yes,
right into the
Dennis Moran
face of Dennis Moran. Well, this could be a second incident on report.
I think it was Alex Chan, in fact, Eddie.
Was it Chan? I think you're right. Jamil Fakir is there, and that's why the touch judge has picked him out.
Well, this will be a give 2 points.
Someone has taken the chase around, okay? So we're going to get the penalty over there now. It's over here.
And Ian Millwood has just sent the instruction out for a penalty. It was Alex Chan. I heard the referee calling for Jamil Fakir. He took the report from his touch judge.
It was you that took him out, just be careful.
And the referee now has heard who it was. And he's just told him to be a little more careful.
It was a big shoulder charge, wasn't it?
And it didn't go on report, by the way.
Well, no swinging arm. He just went straight into him. But the little halfback, Dennis Moran, would have felt that. And again, just those little incidents that has just turned the tide. David Waits will be thinking that when can the luck change, as you've just mentioned. His historic 2 games that he's been in charge of before, finished up on the losing side, and he'll be bitterly disappointed deep down about the result. And I really don't think that Catalan can get back from this, because he will send the message out, Ian Millwood, to just close shop, slow it down.
David Waite may be disappointed with the result at the end of the night, but he'll be delighted with the fact that there are over 11,000 in here tonight. And Danny Tickle has added 2 more points to the total. 26 points to 30, they lead. The clock now will be important. Over 11,000 in here, though, Phil.
It's an excellent start, and in fact it's not over, because the way the Catalan Dragons have played tonight, if they can get their hands on the ball in the next few minutes, the way they've moved it around, the support play, if they've still got the energy and drive left, there's a chance they could sneak a draw here.
There's plenty of time, by the way. Look at that. I said the time would be crucial. Oh, there's the mistake from Richards. There's the mistake from Richards that just could get Catalan back for a draw at least. Well, hero to villain.
Unbelievable. We said all they had to do was shut up shop, and they've just thrown the biggest key to the door that the Catalan fans will ever see in their life.
Very good kick-off though, Steve. It was a flapper, wasn't it, from Fraser New, and difficult for Richards to cope hold of, and great chance.
A wonderful chance for them, and it's Sean Rudder. And Wigan will defend for their lives now, but have they got the answer to this Stacey Jones-inspired attack? This is Muniz.
The winding Jamil Fakir up from about 20 yards out.
Stacey Jones, Fakir's on the run. They've gone the other way though. This is Beattie. He's a big man as well. He pounds the legs in the turf and gets them right underneath the posts.
Is it an inside pass from Jones?
Stacey Jones, Rudder, Chris Rudder, and Wigan hold him up again. 4 gone. Can Wigan survive this? Rinaldi, Stacey Jones, Freysinou. Wigan wrap him up. Rinaldi. Here is Alex Chan. Great hands. They are in. They are in with Ian Hindmarsh and Ian Millwood. Just his head goes down. They've rescued a draw at least, maybe. And Wigan didn't have all the answers. And look at Matt Adamson. He's in the middle of this and he's loving every minute also. The Dragons are back on level terms. They have a kick to come from Lawrence Freysinou now that could win the match for them.
And it was superb thinking as well. Stacey Jones came out on the left-hand side and they switched it the other way. Wigan were just slow there and they allowed the offload and it was nothing short of superb. Wigan did not expect it to come. This is the mistake from Richards. You thought that Wigan would just shut up shop and they didn't. The handling was superb. Alex Chan's had a great game. Hindmarsh finishes it off.
Well, we can see in this period of possession they punch across the field and running the ball on the last tackle, perhaps the best advantage they took. Wigan sitting back for the kick and they penetrated the defence for a vital try here now. God, what a last 10 minutes we've had.
Oh, what a full 80 we have had when we look back on this night. There he is, the hero of the hour, and here is the man who could just clip Wigan's wings. 30 points all. Freysinou with quite a kick. And Freysinou clips it over the bar. The Catalan Dragons are back in front. 32-30.
Unbelievable stuff. There you see Orr and Brown, they sucked in. They didn't expect it to shift to the blind side. Hindmarsh says this is probably one of the greatest tries of my career and fully deserved. Richards must be hanging his head in shame.
3.5 minutes for Wigan to rescue it again. Here's the hero of the hour, Hindmarsh. Rinaldi.
What a game. Absolutely superb advert for rugby league. And what a match this fella's had. Oh, he's lost it. Oh, he's given away the penalty.
I think that is tough.
So do I.
think that's tough.
So do I. I think he's just lost control of that. Unless he's got him for a second dink.
Well, they're not content with a 2-point win, this lot. They want more.
Surely they'll go for the one.
Jones, Alex Chan.
Straight down the middle. I don't know who sang it last, but they'll be singing it down here in Catalan area.
Ian Millwood. Well, he must be dying inside. Rinaldi.
Got to run towards the sticks, boys.
Hindmarsh again. Rinaldi. Beattie. Chris Beattie.
Will he go for it now? Is Jones in a position?
But he's underneath the sticks. It's Rinaldi.
It's short.
It's Stacey Jones. It's Stacey Jones.
He couldn't get over. He can't get over.
The ball is lost.
He'll look to see.
Lost.
Did he offload it? I know, but did he offload? Did he go backwards? This is one big call.
Well, who would be David Campbell at this? Who would be David Campbell at this moment?
Unbelievable. It looked as though it was going to be a dream come true for the New Zealander Stacey Jones. It's all hands to the pumps. That ball goes backwards.
Technically though, Steele, shouldn't the referee have called held when some of the Catalan players join this ruck area?
Well, is he still moving?
Well, the tackle is there completed though. When they lend weight to the tackle...
It's supposed to be, yes. This is a big call. This is one big call.
Who's got the hand on it? Was it Justin Murphy? I think it was.
I think it's Rinaldi. I think the hooker gets a hand to it first. There he is. Watch the hair and then watch the fingers. Either way,
well,
they've certainly got it there.
John, look at the ball.
It's going backwards.
The ball is going backwards, and
it's whether there's a knock on after this.
It's all over the legs and the knees.
It's a clean grounding. Looks okay.
Rinaldi gets there first, I feel.
Well, Rinaldi. Who cares who scored it?
Don't worry. Every hooker in the world will be saying, it's my try, and he fully deserves it. He's had a superb second half.
He's got the black sleeves. I think it's Murphy, but there it is. And
Rinaldi.
No, it's Rinaldi. Well,
yep.
Either or, take your pick.
It doesn't matter if it's given. They'll go bananas here.
Well, they better get ready, Steve-O.
David Campbell, who has scored or no score.
The wine will flow. It's TR1.
Catalan Dragons have won a famous victory. There's no comeback for Wigan now. Sensational. Paris Saint-Germain 10 years ago shook the Super League to its boots with an opening night win over Sheffield Eagles. That pales into insignificance compared to this. Catalan Dragons have beaten Wigan.
Great work. Stacey Jones, he took the gamble. Oh, what an ending. And what a finish to this half by the hooker, Julian Rinaldi. They fully deserve it. The celebrations will go on for days and days down here. Surely there'll be thousands. They will not be going to work on Monday. That is for sure.
Freysinou clipped the kick over not long ago. This to quite simply secure a famous win. 38-30. Catalan Dragons. And Ian Millwood watched every frame of this replay on the big screen.
They've got it right. David Campbell has got it absolutely spot on. The experience from Campbell. Wigan go for the short one.
And Renaud Guigues just takes the ball. And Calderwood is told to release. Man of the match, Dave. Take your pick.
Absolutely spoiled for choice. We could have gone for Chris Ashton, who was doing so well for Wigan at one stage. For Keir, when his captain's discipline's been great. Sean Rudder's been great. Rinaldi's been great. But in the end, we've gone for the man who's controlled it all, Stacey Jones.
Well, it had to be. It had to be. Stacey Jones is the man of the match on this famous night for the new French club.
It's amazing, you know, before the kick-off, I spoke to the Mad Butcher, Peter Leach, and he said to me, don't worry, Stacey will put it on tonight. And boy, he has. What an effort.
There's a full-time siren, the ball is dumped into touch, and all around us, they are on their feet to celebrate Julian Rinaldi, Stacey Jones, John Wilson, and the rest of this Catalan Dragons team. Chris Beattie has played his part as well. What a night. What a fantastic night. And they write the headlines and they serve notice. As Steve-O said during the course of the second half, when you come down to the south of France, the 11 Super League clubs will know they are not coming for a holiday. Wigan came to conquer and ruin the party, but the Catalan Dragons turned the clock back to the opening night of the Super League in 1996. And Paris Saint-Germain that night beat the Sheffield Eagles. Phil Clark, I venture to suggest that this is an even bigger night and a more significant night than that was.
It's great to be here and just to witness the atmosphere. You know, very few people believed in Dragons before the match. The French fans here around here now, they've got full belief in what this team can do. And they found the voices as the game went on. I think the Wigan side will complain about one or two of the decisions with Fakir dropping the ball, but I suppose every team that loses matches goes on to complain about decisions. The French side deserved to win. They played with great panache and they played to their full potential.
Well, here he is, the hero of the hour. He's done it again. Stacey is with Bill.
Stacey, last time we spoke you were celebrating that fantastic Tri-Nations night at Ellen Road. This can't be far behind it.
Yeah, this is pretty good. Look at the guys' faces, they're so happy. We're pumped up all week for this. Wigan brought a lot of supporters, you know, well done to them for them to come. Just a great effort from the boys, and you know, hopefully we'll get some support behind us now.
Could you believe it? Can you believe it?
Yeah, you know, we were confident, not overconfident, but we knew we could do a good job. We got a pretty good squad here. Everyone's mixed in really well. It was just a great effort. Our forwards played well. Our outside backs were awesome, so it was a good team effort.
When you blew that chance up this end, then Pat Richards went down the other end and scored for Wigan, you must have thought maybe that was the game gone.
Yeah, it was, you know, side to side, but there was still 10 minutes to go, so you know, we knew that if we were patient, got down that end, we could score, and that's what happened. It was good.
What about this atmosphere? It's unlike anything experienced, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great. It's a bit different to back home at Ericsson, but certainly they're close to the ground and a great crowd support for us.
And by the way, you got man of the match as well, so not a bad night.
Oh no, I don't think I deserve it, but I just want to say hi to everyone back home, Mum and Dad, and all the Warrior boys. Cheers, guys.
Congratulations, Stacey. Thank you. Jerome Guisset alongside. Well, to beat the old club here on French soil must be a pretty special night for you.
Sensational for me, mate. Sensational for the rugby à 13 in France, and just fantastic for the French players, mate, to come out on a night like this and play against Wigan, a world famous club, and beat them on the night. We set some goals, and I think we achieved them tonight and prove that we can play some footy down here.
And it must be such a relief to get this out of the way as well, to win it especially, but there was so much expectation, the atmosphere was really cranked up beforehand. To come home with the win is the icing on the cake.
It is indeed, mate, yeah. We talked about this for a couple of years now. We've been talking about Super League in France for a couple of years, and the build-up to this game has been massive, and the boys have been here. We played the best of our potential, and we come out with a great win, which is fantastic for the club and for all the players.
Jerome, well done tonight. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
And probably the most relieved man, perhaps, is the chief exec, Grant Mayo. Very relieved.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, this is a dream end for us. It's a great result. The boys have worked so hard. We've always said it's about the process, Bill, and tonight we've shown that the process is very important.
Well, there's a long way to go. This is first game of the season.
Absolutely, doucement, slowly, calm down. 27 weeks to go. We know that. That's the biggest challenge for us now. Slow things down and understand there's more games to come yet.
There'll still be some party though, won't there?
One or two quiet ales, I think, tonight, Bill. Yes.
Thanks very much, Grant.
Thank you very much.
He's got a huge smile on his face, and why shouldn't he have as well? It was no fluke, this. 7 tries to 5. And in all the pandemonium and the kerfuffle of what's gone on here tonight, we have actually seen Danny Tickle score his 500th point for Wigan here. That's just a little aside in what has been a truly memorable evening for the Catalan Dragons Club and French Rugby League. Hasn't silenced the doubters, I'm sure. One victory doesn't make it all, but what a start. What a start for Catalan.
A new season. Game on! A premier lineup.
Perfect.
All aiming to top the table. But one man stands in their way.
The power has come out on fire here.
A new season of Premier League darts starts Thursday at 7:30 on Sky Sports 1.
These are not just roses. These are long-lasting velvet petal Grand Prix roses. This is not just champagne.
The try or goal scorers for Catalan Dragons, it was of course the mercurial Stacey Jones. 38-30, what a night for David Waite. He's tried twice in Australia to win on an opening night for a club. It's third time lucky for him, he's with Bill.
David, you made the point before the game that this is just the first step, but it's not a bad first step, is it?
Well, it's a desired first step. You know, we didn't talk about winning, we talked about improving performance, and we certainly, I thought, offensively today were very, very good, and defensively for periods in the first half we were poor. I think they softened themselves up a bit, and they'll be disappointed with their second half performance, but we toughed it out there, and we made 2 tries against us with 12 blokes, but for the venture, for the start of everything, it's a bit of a fairy tale tonight, but the reality will set in tomorrow when the hard work begins again on the next game.
It's going to be a pretty nerve-wracking ride if every game's like this.
Well, I hope the atmosphere's the same down here because people won't like coming here.
Bradford and Leeds to visit in the next few weeks. You're going to need some more of this.
Well, some red and blue litmus paper would be nice because they're playing some very, very good sides early on in the season. But that'll be great for particularly for the French players to experience that and to feel how hard it is physically and mentally to grind out a win in difficult circumstances.
I suppose the message to go away from, one of the messages will be keep your feet on the ground, whatever that is in French.
Yeah, I don't know what it is in French, but yeah, well, they've made up a song tonight. We didn't have a practice at winning songs, but we've made one up now, and that's probably why I'm a bit hoarse. It was great. It's great to be part of, and a lot of people over a number of years have played their part in a very special moment in sport.
A very special moment in sport for Catalan, but don't mention that in this dressing room. They can't believe what's happened to them. They've come here to the south of France. They're going to go home in the morning, and their tails are well and truly between their legs. The mighty Wigan beaten here by 8 points. No fluke. 7 tries to 5. Catalan Dragons worthy winners. They bossed the first half. They were unlucky to be down at half-time, and they really fought and scrapped for their lives in the Super League points here this evening. It has been, John, a privilege to be here, hasn't it?
It's been a marvellous occasion today. I thought it was a great game of rugby league, and I thought the crowd got into it more and more as the 80 minutes wore on, and it was just a great occasion. But you sense it wasn't going to be Wigan's night, you know, when Sean O'Loughlin and Danny O both dropped the ball with tries begging, and you just think, well, this is all going to go to the scriptwriter's dream, and it did that with the talisman Stacey Jones orchestrating a marvellous performance.
And let's not forget the Catalan Dragons did have Jamil Fakir in the sin bin for 10 minutes during that match. It will be a bitter pill for many Wiganers to swallow, Phil, but they'll just have to swallow it because they were beaten by a better side. They will point, I'm sure, to some crucial refereeing decisions that went against them, though.
They might do, but with 27 other league games to go, there's no really point dissecting that game in too much detail. I'm not sure what Ian Millward's saying to his players in that dressing room. One thing he might remind them...
They're rugby.